Hello all, welcome to the lecture series on CAN protocol. I am Raghudattesh GP. This is the first video in the multi-video tutorial. In this video, we are going to see a brief introduction about CAN, need for CAN and application of CAN. So let's get started. CAN is abbreviated as Controller Area Network. It was developed by Robert Bosch in 1986. A CAN bus is a multi-master and automatically arbitration free. So here a multi-master means there is no master-slave architecture. The whole point is that you don't need a single master or main controller to take care of everything. Each message that is sent has a priority, and highest priority message trump lowest priority one. That is, the lowest priority message wait until there isn't a highest priority message sent. So there is no slave. It's a kind of say similar to peer-to-peer network in that it's decentralized. The reason this is done is to reduce the failure points. If a single main controller failed, so would the entire network. If there is no central controller, a single component can fail and rest of the system will work as usual. Hence, it is a multi-master and automatically arbitration-free protocol. And CAN bus is a standard which is designed to allow microcontroller and other devices to communicate with each other without a host computer. And CAN bus is a broadcast type of bus. And the feature which makes the CAN bus unique compared to other communication protocol is that is broadcast type of bus, which means each node can hear all the transmission. Here the complexity of the node can range from a simple IO device like sensor or, or an embedded controller. Uh, Node can also be like a gateway to communication with a computer over USB or Ethernet port. And CAN is a serial half duplex asynchronous communication protocol, and it is CAN bus is basically a differential two-wire communication protocol. So CAN was primarily designed for automobiles. Owing to its advantage, it is being used in many other different application domains. CAN protocol is used in onboard diagnostics. As I told, it is a two-wire protocol. All the nodes are connected to each other through two-wire bus. Wires are twisted pair, and 120 ohm impedances are connected at each end. Hence, it is called differential one. And one thing to remember is each message must carry a message identifier based on which the priority of the message can be decided. There is no need of a node identification in the CAN network, which makes it very flexible as node can be inserted and removed from the network very easily. This is one of the unique feature of the CAN protocol. With the increasing use of electronic control units in the automobiles, the need for a centralized standard communication protocol came into picture. In the modern vehicle, there can be more than 100 ECUs for various subsystem analysis. See, from the looking into the figure, that is the topological diagram, we can see that all the subsystems are connected to the dashboard. So this type of direct communication can yield higher speed of communication, but from the point of view of network complexity and cost of connector, it is quite high. So looking into the figure, we can see that the dashboard itself requires about 8 connectors. Automobile field started adopting the CAN protocol. It is basically a two-wire protocol. One wire is called CAN high, another wire is called CAN low. Each subsystem can connect to the network via only two wire. So we use, hence CAN was adopted across the automobile sector. This solution was quite efficient, mainly due to the message prioritization, as I told in the previous slides, and it is flexible as the node can be added and removed without affecting the network much. So few of the advantages of using the CAN network is it's a low cost, efficient, flexible, and it is robust. So due to all these advantages, initially it was designed for automobile domain. Mainly it was used in passenger vehicles, trucks, buses, but it was started adopting in other fields like electronic equipments for aviation and navigation, industrial building automation and mechanical control. It was used in elevators, drones, prosthetic limbs, building automation, marine, military, industrial, medical applications, and also used in medical instrumentation and equipments. So this is about the today's presentation about introduction to CAN. Thank you. Have a nice day.